Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kat, and for today, we are on a day 4 of an entire week of Oden'S Eye. For today, we are going to be looking at the Verdandi palette, which is super duper pretty. If you are into neutrals, this is your gal right here. I am thinking that this is actually very, very pretty. Surprisingly, because I know that I am not someone that normally leans towards neutrals, but it was a very pretty color story. So we're going to swatch that in just a second. And for today, the highlighter is going to come from the Alva 2 highlighter palette. And I think that because it's a neutral palette for the eye look, we're going to go into this kind of gold shade, which is Gnome. And so let me slap that guy on my cheeks here real quick. I'm going to go in with the brush. And unlike the newer highlighter palettes from Oden'S Eye, the ones in the Alva 2 palette are more of your powdery types. They are not nearly as much of like that cream kind of satin texture. And so these will behave much more like a powder. And so you can see it's got that really nice gold sheen. It's not too crazy, but you can definitely build it up if you want to. I'm just wanting to keep it a little more subtle, but this is definitely one where if I was going in with my finger, I can make it build up very, very intensely. Some of these others, so the blue one is definitely a thicker consistency, and then this guy is more of kind of like a lighter, less opaque type highlighter, so it's gonna just give a little bit of a speckle shine. And then Gnome is definitely, as you can see, just a really nice kind of glow that it adds to your cheek. And then Sylph, I think is how you say that. This was the one that I was talking about yesterday where it has, let me show you, has that butterfly on the top, but you can already see how the majority of that silver that was painted on the butterfly has dissipated. And so this one is just kind of a little bit more of like a whitish purple type sheen. And the silver was just a topper on top of the butterfly. So the majority of the shade does not have that silver engraved into it. Unlike the new ones where that gold that's engraved in there to create the marble look, that is throughout the whole thing, as we found out. Because I was smearing that all over the place and those gold lines did not go anywhere. Before we jump into this guy, I did want to ask you guys for your opinion for next week's videos. I have 2 new palettes and I am going to be doing looks with both of them, so don't worry about that. But I did want to find out from you guys which one you would want to see first. So we have from Midas Cosmetics and Drench Cosmetics, the Genesis palette. And this is a collab between the 2 brands and is specifically designed for those with deeper skin tones to have a palette that will work for them as well. And so I'm super duper excited about this. Midas Cosmetics is definitely one of those indie brands that just blows my mind with how amazing their products are, how inclusive they are. I have from the Midas Cosmetics Neon MUA collab, like I have got 2 of the face palettes and I gave the 2 deeper ones away to a friend of mine and we both absolutely love them. So I'll make sure that when I am using this palette for you guys that I will use the face palettes as well so you can see how they work. But this is the color story. And oh man, we all know how much I love some good blues, and these are some good blues. And this deeper navy shade, that is looking real nice. And then just for my neutral lovers out there, you have some really beautiful deeper tones of neutrals as well as some lighter ones that can be used for transitions. And it looks like it's a really nice mixture of matte to metallic and satin shades. Like this shade, the Standard, this guy right here, this looks like it is gonna have a real nice shift to it as well. And oh, look at this guy down here. Oh man, okay. This is gonna be a very, very nice palette. So this is option 1. And then option 2 is from Glaminatrix Cosmetics, Boom, the You Beauty palette. And this was the new one that they just came out with. It does have a I think it's at least 1 multi-chrome, might be 2. I know for a fact that the Good Day shade is a multi-chrome. I think this iridescent down here might be one as well, but this is this guy. Several duochromes as well, some really nice matte shades, some really nice metallics. And so both of these palettes are going to be next week, but let me know in the comments down below which one you guys would prefer seeing first and I will make it happen. And I will also do a poll on my Instagram, and so if you want to go and vote on that one as well, feel free. But for today, we're gonna go ahead and get into the Verdandi palette. So let's go ahead and swatch this bad boy first. So we've got 2 matte shades first, and ooh man, all right. The first one is going to be the lightest shade, and this is the shade Now. Just a nice light kind of peachy tone. And then the second one is Vibrant, and oh man, is it. That is a very nice brick red shade. Then on that split shade, the first half is Say Yes, which is this guy. That is very pretty. That's a nice, almost kind of foiled texture. It's just a nice champagne type shade. Yeah, that's definitely got a bit of a foiled formula going on. And then the other half is the shade Unknown, and that is this, I thought it was light blue. It is a blue to gold, like blue to like light yellowish gold shift. There's that guy. That is very pretty. Man, I think that's gonna be the guy that's gonna go in the inner corner, and then we're gonna build the other shades. And then we have one more matte shade, and then one more metallic. So the first shade is gonna be Everyday, and this is gonna be the deeper brown. Very nice. And then the metallic is the shade Precious. Okay, interesting. That is definitely a thicker consistency. And as I look at it, it's got like some gold speckle in it, but it does not perform the way that I would expect a metallic to perform. Like that looks kind of like a heavier matte shade. That is interesting, but this is the entire palette, and so that's going to be kind of interesting to see how we want to blend all of this together. I think that this guy for this look might be a little bit too plummy, and so I think this will be the shade that I'm not going to use for today, but I'm going to use everything else. So the blue we're definitely going to have on the inner corner, and then I think what we will do, we will have these two that I blend together on the lid and take it a little bit above the crease, and then put that foiled gold shade just on the lid, and then have this guy go on the under eye and smoke out ever so slightly the back corner. I think that's how we are going to go about this, and we'll see what happens. All right, so we are gonna start with the Now shade. I mean, that's applying very nice and easy. Like that took like half a second to build that up. I mean, that is the thing with the Oden'S matte shades, is you do not have to work hard with them at all, and they just build right on up, which is great, because for someone like me that has like zero patience, not having to work very hard to get my eye look to work is very nice. We're gonna go into Vibrant now for the back half. Ooh, she is pigmented. Man, that is one dab into the palette. But you can see how nicely that blends right out, and so it doesn't remain super opaque unless you were wanting it to, and you can just build it right on up, or you can blend it out. And I mean, honestly, even with how much I'm applying that, like you can see there's like no fallout whatsoever. And I mean, that's shocking considering that like in the palette, you can see that they're pretty dusty, but like on the face, the matte shades are not that way at all, which is fantastic, because that makes life a lot easier if I don't have to clean up beyond just where I'm making my own messes. I mean, this is already just kind of cool looking on its own. It's a very fiery look. All right, so we'll go ahead and go into the under eye next, I think, so that all the base layer colors will be complete before we go into that foil, because foil shades, I don't know how this one's gonna go, but some of the foil shades that I've worked with in the past, once you start applying it, you don't want to try and blend it with other shades. So we're just gonna try and take care of everything else first, and then we will apply the foil shade last. So I'm gonna go into the under eye next with that deeper brown metallic shade. it's kind of funny how even though like I definitely had like applied some of the matte shades and they just kind of got into the under eye anyway, applying the brown on top of that but still having a little bit of the orange underneath helps to make it not quite as severe. And then I don't want to take the brown too much onto the upper lid because I really want that red to kind of be speaking for itself, so I'm just applying at the tiniest bit into the corner. Now we will get into the foil shade. And then the last thing is that we will go into the inner corner with that blue shade. It is a bit more on the crumbly side as well, so trying to use a brush to apply it is difficult because again, flakies don't really like brushes. But if you can manage to get a hold of a couple specks, then you can start to build it up. So you just have to kind of try and work the formula in the pan a little bit to break up some of the pieces on top until you can get like one or two on the brush, and then that works a little bit better. So that is mostly done. I do think that the shades are very, very pretty together, but I am kind of wanting to build up a little bit more of the blue tint on there, and so I think I'm actually going to go into the Alva 2 highlighter palette and grab just a smidge of this blue shade to plop that in there as well and see how that does. And all I'm really trying to do is just amplify the blue shade of the flaky a little bit more. I'm not wanting to cover it up. I'm just wanting to bring out a smidge more of the blue tone. And that definitely did that. That was exactly what I was wanting. I think this looks really, really nice. I love it. I love the brick colors on there with the gold. I think this palette is very, very pretty for a neutral palette. And this is coming from a lady that does not appreciate her neutral tones. So I'm gonna go ahead and tightline and then throw on mascara, and then we are ready to see the final look. All right, and we are back with the final look. So I'm going to come in close so that you guys can see it. And I am still working a little bit on flakies. I think I'm slowly getting a handle on them, but as of right now, the best course of action is to use your finger if you are me and you're wanting to get them to work really nicely. But I think that they are super duper pretty. I am going to try and work with this light blue shade a little bit more, see if I can maybe finagle it with my fingers as well. But I think this is super duper pretty. I really like it, actually. And so let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this look. If you like it, if you don't like it, give me a thumbs up if you do, thumbs down if you hate it. Either way, let me know what you think. And we are now at the more than halfway point. We just have 3 more palettes to go. Really 2 until we hit the big Mamma Jamma of the Norn palette, and so I'm excited to test that guy out. I'm excited to see what happens with the rest of the week. Make sure you guys let me know which of these 2 palettes you are wanting to see first. I'm excited for both of them. Honestly, I think they're both stunning palettes, and so I am just ready for either of them. But if you made it to the end of this video and you have not yet subscribed, I think you should subscribe. There is a giveaway still going on for having hit my 1-year anniversary, and so if you are wanting to win a whole bunch of goodies, make sure you go check out that video. I'll link it up top there somewhere. But other than that, this is day 4, and you guys just go have a good one.